world will know that free men stood against a tyrant, that few stood against many. And before this battle was over, that even a god king can bleed.
It's the climactic moment we all wait for, the big face-off between good and evil. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 moments when the hero and villain finally meet.
After tonight, no one will ever again question my powers.
For this list, we're looking at the best, most powerful, and most meaningful scenes when the hero and villain of a movie confront each other for the first time. This can include scenes where a villain who was previously in disguise reveals him or herself.
No matter what lies Erskine told you, you see, I was his greatest success.
Also, since we'll be discussing major plot points, a spoiler alert is definitely in order.
Happy trails, Hans.
Number 10, Curtis Everett and Minister Wilford, Snowpiercer.
Curtis, is that you?
It's the little rebellion that could. In this South Korean sci-fi flick, the last remnants of humanity live in class systems on the titular train.
18 years I've hated Wilford. 18 years I've waited for this moment.
Tired of this way of life, a revolutionary named Curtis Everett decides to lead people to the creator of the train, Wilford, who is all the way up in the engine room.
You are the first human being to have walked the total length of this train, tail to engine. Did you know that? Well done. Bravo.
After a brutal journey to the front, Everett meets the old guy who's been keeping his passengers in check. And he's just that, an old guy. Sometimes the best surprises are the simplest.
Just relax.
Number 9, Kirk and Khan, Star Trek Into Darkness.
Stand down.
How many torpedoes?
Stand down.
You ever notice how in Star Trek 2, Kirk and Khan are never actually in the same place together?
Ah, Kirk, my old friend. Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold?
Well, this alternate continuity sequel fixes that pretty early on. When Khan was still the unknown terrorist John Harrison, the crew of the Enterprise tracks him down to the Klingon homeworld of Kronos. Since Kronos is a hostile planet, Kirk, Spock, and Uhura are attacked by Klingon forces and seem to be outgunned. When all hope seems lost, the guy they've been sent to kill comes to their rescue.
On behalf of Christopher Pike, my friend, I accept your surrender.
Rather than ending them right then and there, Khan allows himself to be captured, kicking off the beginning of a much bigger plan.
Captain.
Number 8, Harry Potter and Voldemort, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Don't touch him!
Harry! Oh, I'd almost forgotten you were here.
While the boy who lived and he who must not be named technically crossed paths before, like that time in front of the mirror, their official meeting had been building up for 4 movies.
I'd introduce you, but word has it you're almost as famous as me these days.
The boy who lived.
How lies have fed your legend, Harry.
No longer content with existing through other hosts, the Dark Lord Voldemort finally returns to a body of his own with a little help from Peter Pettigrew's hand and the blood of his sworn enemy, Harry Potter.
Every act of the enemy. Forcibly taken.
This leads to the first of several epic showdowns between the two adversaries, with this one probably sticking out the most because of the prolonged build-up and face-to-face confrontation between the wizarding world's greatest foes.
Things have changed. I can touch you now.
Number 7, Bond and Silva, Skyfall.
Hello, James. Welcome. Do you like the island?
The 23rd James Bond movie makes us wait until halfway through to finally showcase its villain, choosing to hide him behind screens and other henchmen. But when 007 is taken to an abandoned island to meet the man who's been terrorizing MI6, he finally encounters the charismatic Raul Silva, who is introduced via an awesome long take.
But now they don't eat coconut anymore. Now they only eat rat. You have changed their nature.
When we find out that he and Bond are very similar, particularly in their relationship to M, it only increases the depth and tension.
You're still clinging to your faith in that old woman, when all she does is lie to you.
She never lied to me.
No?
No.
It's a fascinating meetup for one of the best modern Bond villains.
Well, first time for everything. Yes.
Number 6, the T-800 and the T-1000. Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Split, man, just go. Yeah.
Assuming that the marketing department didn't screw this up for you, this first meetup between the T-800 and T-1000 completely turns the dynamic of James Cameron's sublime sequel upside down. Prior to this, the audience is led to believe that this will be a redo of the first film, with the T-800 tracking down and terminating John Connor and the sleeker, police-uniformed figure coming to save him.
There was a guy here this morning looking for him, too.
Yeah, a big guy on a bike. Has that got something to do with this?
No. I wouldn't worry about him. Thanks for your cooperation.
But when John runs away from what he thinks is a cop only to be caught between it and the T-800, something amazing happens. With only one shotgun blast, one of the greatest chase movies of all time begins. Number 5, John McClane and Hans Gruber, Die Hard.
Hi there. How you doing?
John McClane may have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he was definitely the right guy to take on terrorist Hans Gruber.
Please, God, no, you're one of them, aren't you?
For most of the movie, their relationship is filled with tension and suspense due to them only communicating through radios.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
That all changes when Hans goes to check the explosives on the roof. He gets caught by McClane, but a battle of wits ensues when Hans passes himself off as an escaped hostage.
Well, I was just trying to get up on the roof and see if I could signal for help.
They talk for a few minutes until Hans unsuccessfully tries to shoot McClane, proving that this cop has more than a few tricks up his sleeve.
No bullets. Stupid Hans.
Number 4, Lieutenant Vincent Hanna and Neil McCauley, Heat.
What do you say I buy you a cup of coffee?
It's the only scene in the movie that they share, but God, did these guys ever make the best of their limited time.
I am never going back. Then don't take down scores.
The main appeal of this scene stems from finally getting to see two of the greatest thespians of all time verbally facing off.
So you never wanted a regular type life? Barbecues and ball games? Yeah.
Like any good hero-villain confrontation, it also works in the context of the film.
Because I spend all my time chasing guys like you around the block. That's my life.
Pacino's Lieutenant Hanna has been hunting down De Niro's crime boss McCauley, but instead of arresting him when he finds him, he just sits down for coffee.
Now, if you're on me and you gotta move when I move, how do you expect to keep a marriage?
Well, that's an interesting point.
They casually talk about their personal lives, but also realize that their rivalry won't end well for either of them.
I don't know how to do anything else.
Neither do I.
Number 3, Batman and Bane, The Dark Knight Rises.
You made a serious mistake.
Not as serious as yours.
In the previous films of the Dark Knight trilogy, the Caped Crusader mostly faced foes that were mental threats, if not physical ones.
See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve.
That all changed in the final chapter of the Christopher Nolan-helmed series, as Batman had to take on the physical as well as psychological menace of the mercenary known as Bane.
Let's not stand on ceremony here, Mr. Wayne.
Shortly after Batman reappears in Gotham, Catwoman lures him into an underground lair, where he has to face this overpowered opponent mano a mano.
Victory has defeated you.
Spoilers, it doesn't end well for Bruce Wayne, as Bane earns the title of the man who broke the bat and is free to conquer Gotham unopposed, at least for now.
Your spirit? Oh, your buddy!
Number 2, Mills and Somerset and John Doe, 7.
You're looking for me.
Pro tip, if someone walks into a police station drenched in blood, chances are you should probably restrain that person immediately.
Jesus Christ. What is this?
Throughout all of David Fincher's psychological thriller, Detectives Mills and Somerset have unsuccessfully tried to capture the serial killer whose MO is based on the 7 deadly sins.
There are 7 deadly sins, Captain. Gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, pride, lust, and envy.
Right after he seems to have gotten away again, the killer John Doe walks into the police station with a pleasant red bloodstain on his white shirt and arms. And there's no way he's getting away this time. He made sure of that.
About the only thing we know about that guy right now is he's independently wealthy, well-educated, and totally insane.
Because he's John Doe by choice.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
You killed her.
It was a mistake. It was supposed to be you. There were files linking me to the Nesky murder. The files disappeared, and they suspected you.
Captain America! How exciting! I am a great fan of your films. So, Dr. Askin managed it after all. Not exactly an improvement, but still.
Where's the Mandarin? Where is it?
Whoa, he's here. He's here, but he's not here. He's here, but he's not here.
What do you mean?
It's complicated. Hey, it's complicated,
It
right?
is.
It's complicated.
Uncomplicated. Ladies out. Get out of the bed. Get in the bathroom.
Let me guess. You must be Xerxes.
Number 1, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
The young Jedi who blew up the Death Star, the deadliest Imperial in the galaxy. This was already going to be a legendary confrontation even before we knew the baggage that came with it.
If you choose the quick and easy path, as Vader did, you will become an agent of evil.
Darth Vader is waiting for Luke Skywalker in the carbon-freezing chamber in Cloud City, where only moments ago he had just frozen Han Solo. In this smoky, dimly lit facility, Luke uses what little Jedi training he has to fight the Dark Lord of the Sith, who also killed his mentor, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
If you choose to face Vader, you will do it alone. I cannot interfere.
Emotions run high and strengths are shown in this lightsaber duel, ending with dismemberment and probably the greatest cinematic revelation of all time. Perfect.
It's not true. That's impossible!
Do you agree with our list?
No! No!
What do you think is the best hero-villain meetup?
Maybe that's the way it'll be. Or, who knows?
Well, maybe we'll never see each other again.
For more entertaining top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.